On Sunday, July 30th, 2023, a birthday party was held in the 1500 block of South Keeler Avenue in the North Lawndale area of Chicago. The party took place at night and was attended by a group of women. The atmosphere included music, food, drinks, and decorations such as balloons. Guests were gathered outside, talking, dancing, and eating. Kanesha Gaines, a 21-year-old woman, attended the party. She was a mother of 2 children, a 3-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. At around 1 a.m., a black Jeep drove up near the location of the party. 4 individuals exited the vehicle. Each person was armed with a firearm. Without warning, the shooters opened fire into the group of women. Multiple gunshots were fired. Several people began to run. Some dropped to the ground. Kanesha Gaines was struck in the face by gunfire. 8 other women were also shot, including a 28-year-old woman who was hit 8 times. After the shooting, the 4 individuals returned to the black Jeep and left the scene. Emergency responders arrived shortly after. Kanesha Gaines was transported to a local hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. The other injured women were also taken for medical treatment. The police secured the scene and began an investigation. No arrests were made at the time. The black Jeep and the suspects remained unidentified. Area 4 detectives took over the case. Kanesha Gaines had previously lost her brother, Kenisha, to gun violence in 2019. He was 18 years old when he was shot and killed. This marked the second child her mother lost due to a shooting. As of the latest report, the case remains unsolved. Police continue to seek information from the public. No suspect have been named. No charges have been filed. Kanesha Gaines died as a result of gun violence while attending a birthday party. She was 21 years old.
Community activists asked the public for help after 9 women were shot in North Lawndale early this morning. Natasha Graham's 21-year-old daughter, Kanesha Gaines, was shot and killed during that mass shooting.
These children, not only my daughter, but every child that got shot there, they deserve some type of justice. They really do. Because our kids, our teenagers should be able to go hang out.
Shortly before 1 this morning, Gaines was attending a birthday party near South Keeler and West 15th Street when Chicago police say a Jeep pulled up. Several armed people stepped out of that Jeep and started firing into the crowd.
There had to be over 20 or more cases here, looking at the amount of time that these females were shot, particularly the one that was shot 8 times.
Gaines, a mother of 2 young children, was hit in the face by the gunfire and later died at the hospital. Back in 2019, Graham lost another child, her son Kenisha, also to gun violence. Graham wants the community to step up to help find the people who committed this crime.
Working with the police as far as any leads we get. And if anybody have any leads, please work with the police.
If you enjoy real crime stories that uncover the truth, don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us share real cases, spread awareness, and give a voice to those who can't speak for themselves. Before we begin, let us know in the comments, where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts as the story unfolds? Welcome to True Crime Tales, where we reveal the crimes that shock communities and the secrets hidden behind closed doors. These are real people, real events, real consequences. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's begin. Kanesha Gaines was a young woman. Her full name was Kanesha Gaines. She was 21 years old. She lived in Chicago, Illinois. She stayed in a neighborhood called North Lawndale. That is on the west side of the city. Kanesha lived with her family. She had a mother. Her name is Natasha Graham. Kenisha also had 2 small children. She had a 3-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. Kenisha was a mother. She loved her kids. She played with them every day. She gave them food. She bathed them. She sang songs to them. She watched cartoons with them. Kenisha had big hopes for her children. She wanted them to go to school. She wanted them to be safe. She wanted them to grow up and be happy. She wanted to raise them in a better way than how she grew up. She always said she didn't want her kids to live around gun violence. But the same thing she feared is what happened to her. Kenisha was quiet. She didn't go out much. She liked to stay in the house. She watched movies, did her hair, and took care of her kids. Kenisha went to school in Chicago. She finished high school She said she wanted to go to college one day. She talked about becoming a nurse. She did not get the chance to go back to school. She was busy raising her children. She sometimes worked small jobs, like helping clean houses or babysit. But her main job was being a full-time mom. Kenisha lived with her mom. Her mother helped her take care of the kids. They were a close family. Her mother said Kenisha was her quiet child. She didn't argue. She didn't fight. She just wanted peace. Kenisha had a younger brother. His name was Kenisha. In 2019, something very sad happened. Her brother was shot and killed. He was only 18 years old. He was outside when someone started shooting. He got hit and died. Kenisha cried a lot. She missed her brother every day. She never forgot what happened to him. She told her mother, "I don't want that to happen to me." But 4 years later, it did. She died the same way. Now her mother has lost both her son and her daughter to gun violence. That is 2 children gone in 4 years. Her mother now takes care of grandkids. She says she wants to keep them safe. She didn't get to raise her kids the way she dreamed. She was a young mother. She had dreams. She wanted her kids to live better than she did. She stayed out of trouble. She focused on being a mom. But even that wasn't enough to keep her safe. It was late at night. The date was Sunday, July 30th, 2023. The time was 1 a.m. Most people were asleep. But on one street in Chicago, people were still awake. There was a birthday party happening. The party was on the 1500 block of South Keeler Avenue. This is in the North Lawndale neighborhood. The party was not for everyone. It was only for women. Many women were at the house. They were talking, laughing, dancing, and playing music. Some were sitting outside. Some were inside the home. The street was quiet. It was a regular night. Everything seemed okay. People wore nice clothes. Some were eating snacks. Some were taking photos. Everyone thought it was a safe space. No one expected anything bad to happen. But something bad did happen. Something no one expected. At 1 a.m., a black Jeep drove slowly down the street. The car did not look special. It looked like any other car. The Jeep got closer to the party. Then it stopped. It parked close to the group of women. Inside the Jeep, there were 4 people. These people had guns. The doors opened. The 4 people jumped out quickly. They were not there to say hello. They were not there for the party. They came to shoot. Right after getting out of the car, the 4 people began shooting. They pointed their guns at the group of women. The gunfire did not stop right away. The 4 people fired many bullets. The women at the party started screaming. They tried to run. Some fell to the ground. Some tried to help their friends. Some tried to hide. But it all happened very fast. There was no time to think. There was no time to call for help. The shooters kept firing. They did not care who they hit. They kept shooting into the group. Then they ran back to the Jeep. The car drove away quickly. It disappeared into the night. When the shooting stopped, many people were hurt. 9 women were shot. One of them was Kanesha Gaines. Kenisha was hit in the face. She fell to the ground. She was not moving. People tried to help her. Some cried for help. Some called 911. The other 8 women were also shot. One woman was shot 8 times. Some were hit in the arms, legs, and back. Some were able to talk. Some were not. The scene was full of noise. Sirens started coming. Police cars and ambulances arrived. The medics picked up Kenisha. They took her to the hospital. The doctors tried to save her, but her injuries were very bad. Kenisha did not survive. She died at the hospital. She was only 21 years old. She had gone to the party to have fun. She did not know it would be her last night. Now, her 2 little children had no mother. Police officers came to the party area. They put yellow tape around the crime scene. They looked at the bullet shells on the ground. They took notes. They talked to people. They asked questions. Some people told the police what they saw. They said the shooters came in a black Jeep. They said there were 4 of them, but it was dark. It was hard to see faces. The Jeep was gone. The shooters were gone. The police could not find the car right away. They had no names. They had no suspects. The other 8 women who were shot were taken to the hospital too. Some had small injuries. Others were very hurt. One woman was shot 8 times. She had to go into surgery. Doctors worked hard to save her life. All the victims were women. They were between 20 and 33 years old. They had gone to a party. They did not know they would be shot. As of now, no one has been arrested for the shooting. The black Jeep has not been found. The people with the guns have not been caught. Police say they are still working on the case. They are asking the public for help. They want anyone with information to come forward. But many people are scared to talk. The case is still open. This party was supposed to be a fun night. It was supposed to be safe. It was only for women. It was just a birthday. But 4 people with guns changed everything. Now 1 woman is dead. 8 others are hurt. A family is broken. 2 children will grow up without a mom. All because someone pulled the trigger. Why did they shoot at the party? Why did they shoot at women? Why did they target this place? Will the shooters ever be found? What would you do if you were there? Even after weeks passed, no one was caught. No one was arrested. The black Jeep was not found. The people inside were not found. The police asked people for help. They knocked on doors. They asked neighbors what they saw. Some people said they heard gunshots. Some said they saw a black Jeep. But no one had clear answers. No one knew the names of the shooters. No one knew where they went. There were cameras on some streets, but they did not show clear pictures. The video was too blurry. The license plate was not readable. No arrests were made. No one has been charged. The case is still open. In Chicago, there are different police teams. One team is called Area 4 Detectives. They work on cases in that part of the city. Area 4 detectives started working on the case. They looked at the crime scene. They talked to people. They looked at camera footage. They wrote reports. They asked the public for tips. A tip is when someone shares a clue. It could be something they saw or something they heard. The police said, "If you know anything, please tell us. You can stay anonymous. You don't have to give your name." But even with that, not many people came forward. Some people were afraid. They didn't want trouble. Others said they didn't see anything. Some just didn't talk. There are many reasons why the case is still unsolved. The shooters wore masks or hoodies. Their faces were covered. It was very late at night. It was dark. Not many people were outside. The Jeep left quickly. It was gone in seconds. The camera footage was not clear. People may be scared to talk. Some don't want to get involved. Police need evidence to make an arrest. They need proof. They need to know who did it. Right now, they do not have that proof. The guns were not found. The car was not found. The people were not found. That makes it hard to solve. Kenisha's family wants answers. They want to know who did this. They want those people to go to jail. Kenisha's mom lost 2 children to gun violence. Her son, Kenisha, was killed in 2019. Now, Kenisha is gone too. Her 2 young kids will grow up without their mother. They are still too small to understand what happened. The family had a vigil. A vigil is when people come together to remember someone. They lit candles. They placed flowers. They held up photos. They asked the public for help. But they are still waiting. Every day, they hope the police will call with news. But the phone has not rung. The police are not giving up. Area 4 detectives say they are still working. They are checking leads. They are looking at reports. They want the public to help. They want tips. They want anyone with information to speak up. Sometimes cases are solved many months later. Sometimes it takes one person to speak up. One tip can change everything. The police say you don't have to give your name. You can call Crime Stoppers. It is safe. It is private. Kanesha Gaines was killed at a birthday party. She was 21 years old. She had 2 small kids. She was shot in the face and died. 8 other women were shot. One was shot 8 times. The black Jeep with the shooters drove away. It has not been found. No arrests have been made. No one is in jail for the crime. The case is still open. The detectives are still working. The family is still waiting. The shooters are still out there. Now it is time to ask you, do you know someone who drives a black Jeep in Chicago? Were you near South Keeler Avenue that night? Have you heard someone talk about the shooting? Do you know who was at that party? Do you have a tip that can help the police? Even the smallest clue can help. Even one name can help. Even one phone call can change everything. If you know anything about what happened to Kanesha Gaines, call the police or call Crime Stoppers. You do not need to give your name. Share this story with your friends. Maybe someone else knows something. Do not let this case be forgotten. Help bring justice to the family. Help keep your community safe. Natasha Graham is Kenisha's mother. She gave birth to Kenisha. She raised her. She loved her. In 2019, her son Kenisha was shot and killed. That was her first child she lost to a gun. It hurt her deeply, but she stayed strong for her daughter and her grandchildren. Then, for years later, in 2023, it happened again. Her daughter Kenisha was shot and killed. Now Natasha has lost both of her children. This is not something any mother should go through. Natasha had to plan 2 funerals. First for her son, then for her daughter. She said in a news interview, "I don't want to bury my children." But she had to do it anyway. Twice. Now she lives with this pain every day. She wakes up and both of her kids are gone. Kenisha's kids are now motherless. They are just 3 and 2 years old. They are too small to live alone. They need someone to care for them. Their father is not mentioned in the news. It is not clear if he is around or able to take care of them. So now, someone has to step in. That someone may be Kenisha's mother, Natasha. This means Natasha is now a full-time caregiver again. But she is not a young woman anymore. She has already raised her own children. Now she has to start over and raise her grandchildren. This will not be easy. Raising children takes time, money, and energy. Natasha will need help. She will need support from family, friends, or the city. But most of all, the children will need love. They will need answers one day. They will grow up and ask, "What happened to mommy?" And someone will have to tell them, "She went to a party and was shot." That is a hard thing to tell a child. Losing one child to violence is already very hard. Losing 2 is something no parent should ever go through. Natasha has lived through this twice. First, she lost her son, Kenisha. He was just 18 years old. That means he was only a teenager. He was still in school. He had dreams. He had a future. He was shot and killed in 2019. Natasha had to bury him. She had to say goodbye. She thought the worst had already happened. But 4 years later, it happened again. This time it was her daughter. Kenisha was 21. She had 2 little kids. She went to a birthday party. She was shot in the face. Natasha had to bury her second child. That is the pain of repeating the same tragedy. Some people say gun violence is normal in some areas, but for this family, it is not normal. It is a life-changing event. Each time it happens, the family is broken more and more. They lose a loved one. They lose peace. They lose trust in the world around them. Now, Natasha lives every day with 2 graves to visit. She lives with the sound of silence in her home. She remembers the laughter of her children. But now that laughter is gone. Now the family must move forward. But it will never be the same. The 2 children will grow up without their mother. They may ask why their mom is not at their school play, why she's not there on birthdays, why they don't see her when they wake up. They may see other kids with their moms and wonder, why not me? Natasha may try to fill that space, but no one can replace a mother. The family may try to stay strong, but they will always carry the pain. There are no easy answers, no quick fixes. The people who shot Kenisha are still free. No one has been arrested. The black Jeep that the shooters came in has not been found. The police are still looking, but justice has not come yet. So now, the family waits. They hope someone will speak up. They hope someone will tell the truth, because they want answers. They want justice. But even if justice comes, the pain will stay, because the damage is already done. Kenisha is gone. Her brother is gone. And their mother is left with only memories. This story is not just about one shooting. It is about the real impact on a family. It is about what happens after the news cameras go away. It is about the children who grow up without their mom. It is about the grandmother who must start all over again. It is about how one act of violence can break a whole family. Kanesha Gaines was more than a name. She was a mother, a daughter, a sister. Now she is a memory, and her family is left with pain, questions, and the hope for justice. After the shooting that killed 21-year-old Kanesha Gaines, the people in her neighborhood were very surprised. Many people were scared. They said the party was supposed to be fun. It was just for women. There were no problems before. People were laughing, dancing, and eating. It was a birthday. But then, something very bad happened. Four people came in a black Jeep. They had guns. They shot into the crowd. Now, people are asking, why would someone shoot at a birthday party? Since that day, many people are too scared to go to parties. Some people even stay home at night. Neighbors said they did not expect something like this to happen. The street was not known for big problems. People live there. Kids play there. Families have cookouts. One woman who lives near the party said, "We just heard loud gunshots, then sirens, then we saw police lights." Another neighbor said, "It's scary. You can't even go to a birthday party now." Even people who were not at the party are scared. They say, "It could have been me. It could have been my sister." Many people are now nervous when they hear cars pulling up. They look out the window more. Some people say they don't feel safe even in their own homes. After the shooting, some people in the community said more safety is needed. They said police should put cameras on more streets. Cameras can see who comes and goes. Cameras can help find bad guys. Others said there should be more patrol cars. That means police should drive around the streets more often. They said if police are nearby, shooters might not come. One man said, "If we had cameras on that block, maybe they would have found the Jeep." Another woman said, "More police could stop things before they happen." Some people want police to check parties. They say if police came by the party before the shooting, maybe the shooters would have left. But not everyone thinks cameras and police are the answer. Some people say the problem is bigger. They say gun violence starts from other things. Some people grow up with no help, no jobs, and no hope. Some young people join gangs. Some feel angry. Some don't know any other way. One community leader said, "We need to fix what causes this. We need to talk to the kids before they pick up a gun." They say schools, jobs, and programs can help. They say if young people have good choices, they won't choose guns. One teacher said, "We need to teach peace. We need to help them before it's too late." So there are two sides. Some want more police and cameras. Some want more help and support for young people. Everyone agrees on one thing. They want the shootings to stop. Since the shooting, things have been very quiet on South Keeler Avenue. The party house is dark. No more music plays there. The balloons are gone. The birthday signs are taken down. People walk fast down the sidewalk. Some do not go outside at all. The block feels quiet, but not safe. It's like people are waiting to see if there will be more shootings, waiting to see if someone gets arrested, waiting to see if something will change. One mom said, "We're not okay. We're just quiet because we're tired." Let's stop and ask some questions. Think about them as you watch. These are real questions, and they're simple. Anyone can think about them, even you. A curfew means people cannot stay outside late at night. Some people say curfews help keep streets safe. If people stay inside, maybe shootings will not happen. But others say curfews don't stop crime. They say people who want to hurt others will still find a way. What do you think? Should people stay inside after 10 p.m.? Would curfews stop people from getting shot? Or would bad people still find a way? This was a private party. It was not a club. It was someone's home. There were no guards, no cameras, no one checking who came to the house. Some say parties should have a guard or security. Some say people should check who is outside, but others say it is just a birthday. It should be safe already. What do you think? Should someone stand outside and watch at parties? Should people call police before the party starts? Or should people be free to celebrate without fear? Kanesha Gaines died in July 2023. It is now many months later. No one has been arrested. No one has been charged. The case is still open. Her family still waits. Her kids still wait. The neighborhood is still scared. Police say they are working on it, but people want answers. Is enough being done to solve her case? Is enough being done to stop the next shooting? What do you think? Are police doing enough? Are people speaking up when they see something? Are leaders helping the community? Or is everyone just waiting for the next tragedy? People in the neighborhood have many questions, but they don't have many answers. The candles for Kenisha have burned out. The flowers are gone, but the problem is still there. Everyone wants peace, but they are not sure how to get it. Some wait for police, some call for help, some pray, but the fear is still there. Now we ask you one last question. If something like this happened near you, what would you do? If you found this story as gripping and heartbreaking as we did, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. And if you want to hear more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind these tragic events, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest stories, updates, and discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey to seek justice and explore the truth. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.